Hello everyone, I am Kayla, the maker and creator behind Crochet by Kayla, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be a tutorial on how to make this adorable bee. I haven't done a tutorial in forever, so I'm really excited to be doing this tutorial. But I usually don't tend to do tutorials because, they tend not to do as good as like my market videos and all. But now that I'm done with markets for the year, I decided why not do a bee tutorial today? Because I know this is a very requested one, so I hope you all enjoy this video, and let's get started. Okay, so to get started, what you're gonna need is, I always use a 6.5 millimeter hook. Some people do use a bigger hook, but I tend to use 6.5 millimeter hook with my 3 colors of Parfait Chunky. I think people typically use more of like a 7 or 7.5, but I think this hook, for me personally, it works very good. So this is the recommended hook size, but if you normally, with Parfait Chunky or a similar yarn, if you're making it in chunky yarn, use a bigger hook, go ahead and do that. But then I have my Parfait Chunky in mustard, black, and white. As you can see, I definitely need to order more because this is all I have for white. And then you are going to need safety eyes. I use this size. I have 2 different types mixed in here. I'm pretty sure these are 15 millimeter eyes, but if you prefer bigger or smaller eyes, be sure to use those if you'd like. And then, of course, scissors, tapestry needle to sew up anything, to sew up the hole from the end of the bee and to attach your wings. And then I always use 2 stitch markers, or you could use pins. You don't need it for the actual bee, but I always use them to secure the wings before I actually sew them onto my bee. So, but you do not need those until the end if you choose to use them, and of course stuffing. So to get started, all you are going to need is your yellow, or if you're doing a different color bee, just your main bee color. Move this out of the way. And you are going to make a magic circle. In this magic circle, you are going to chain 1, and then you are going to insert 6 single crochet. And then you're going to pull your magic circle closed, and of course, that always happens to me. Let me finish pulling this closed off camera so I can see it better. Okay, and then you're going to insert into the first stitch a slip stitch and chain 1 to begin round 2. We have 6 stitches, so now we are going to increase in each of these 6 stitches, which means 2 single crochet in each, almost a double crochet, to make a total of 12 stitches. So I'm going to go ahead and increase all around, and I will be right back. Okay, so I've just done an increase in each stitch around for a total of 12 stitches, and then we are going to slip stitch to the first stitch and chain 1. Remember, our slip stitch does not count as a stitch. So now in the first stitch, we are going to increase. The second stitch, we are going to single crochet. And then the third round, we're just going to repeat this a total of 6 times to get a stitch count of 18. So increase, single crochet, 6 times around. And I will see you once I am done with round 3. Okay, so I have completed round 3, doing a increase and then a single crochet 6 times around for a total of 18 stitches. Now we are going to slip stitch to the first stitch and chain 1 to begin round 4. Round 4 is going to be an increase, then 2 single crochets, and then we are also going to repeat that around 6 times to make our stitch count now become 24, and then I'll be back when I'm done with this round to give instruction on round 5. Okay, it is now time to do round 5, so we are going to slip stitch to the first stitch of round 4. Remember, our stitch count is currently 24. Now we're going to bump our stitch count up to 30 by doing an increase in the first stitch, and then 1, 2, 3 single crochets, and then we will repeat this all the way around, a total of 6 times repeating this. Okay, it is now time for round 6, which will be our last increase round. So we currently have a total of 30 stitches. We are going to slip stitch the first stitch, chain 1, and then we are going to do a increase in the first stitch, and then single crochet 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then we are going to complete this round by doing that a total of 6 times all the way around, bumping our stitch count up to 36. So I will be back when we are done with this, and actually I will be back on the last stitch of this round to show you that how to change colors, because then we will be working with our stripe color. So I complete my last stitch, and then to slip stitch I'm going to insert my hook, and then I'm going to grab my stripe color, which is black, and I'm going to pull through with this color, my slip stitch. And then I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to leave a small tail so I can tie this down. Chain 1, and now for rows 7 through 8 we are going to do, so 2 rows, we are just going to single crochet all the way around with our stripe color, with 36 stitches remain, like stitch count the whole entire time. So I'll be back once I'm done with those. Okay, so rows 7 and 8 are now done. So we are going to switch back to this color, to our B color that is not just the stripes, which for me it's yellow. Slip stitch, chain 1. So those 7 and 8, and now we're gonna do 9 and 10, both in this color, just continuing with our single crochets all the way around for both of those rounds, and obviously having the same stitch count of 36. Okay, so now we have done rows 9 and 10. The last stitch we will be switching back to our black or stripe colors by slip stitching and switching, then chaining 1, chaining 1, and then single crocheting for both rounds for both 11 and 12, because we just did 9 and 10, and keeping our stitch count of 36. I will be back when I'm done with this. Okay, so now rows 11 and 12 are done. So to slip stitch, we are going to then pull through our primary color, chain 1, and for row 13 we are going to still single crochet all the way around. I'm going to do a few stitches, pull up, and then I'm going to cut this with a small tail. We're going to be done with our stripe color, and then I'm also going to tie both of these loose ends down. So I'll be back after I'm done with row 13, which is just single crocheting all the way around. Okay, it is now time for row 14. We're going to slip stitch, chain 1, decrease in the first stitch, then single crochet 1, 2, 3, and 4. Repeat this 6 times, and then you will now have a stitch count of 30. Okay, so now to complete row 14, slip stitch and chain 1, and then move on to row 15 doing a decrease, and then 1, 2, 3 single crochet, We'll repeat this 6 times to get our stitch count from the 30 it is at now to 24. Okay, so now that row 15 is done, I'm going to slip stitch. I'm going to pull up, and I am now going to place my eyes. I usually kind of just eyeball where they are, but I always put them right in between rows 4 and 5, because then I'm just going to stick it in a random spot. I feel like it's a good distance from the edge. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. Okay, and now row 16, chain 1, decrease, and then single crochet 1, 2. Repeat this 6 times to get our stitch count from 24 to 18. And I'm also, while doing this round, going to begin stuffing. Okay, so I just completed row 16. I slip stitched and I have a stitch count of 18. And I'm going to chain 1, decrease, and then single crochet in the next. I'll repeat this all the way around, and then I will have a total of 12 stitches. The repeat I will be doing 6 times. So remember, decrease, then 1 single crochet, and I have it mostly stuffed. Okay, I just finished that row, and now we are on our last row. Row 18, slip stitch, chain 1, and now I'm going to decrease 6 times to get my stitch count to 6, and I'll be back when I'm done. Okay, I just completed the round. I just also slip stitch. I'm gonna chain, cut my yarn with this much of a tail, pull it through, and I'm gonna grab a little more stuffing, fill it up, and then now I'm going to move this away because we are done with that. Use my tapestry needle, and I'm gonna go through the front loops of each stitch, each of the 6. Do that off camera so I can see it and do it faster. Now close it, and then I'm going to tie it off. I usually just go underneath this stitch and then knot it like this and thread it through my work. Cut the tail, and then make sure the end doesn't stick out. And then you have your bee, but now we have to make wings for it. So we are going to use our white. We are going to make a slip knot and chain 5. Now in the second chain from the hook, we are going to single crochet and single crochet in the next 2, so a total of 3 single crochet. Then in our last chain we are going to increase, and then instead of going back over top of these stitches, we're going to go down the other side of the chain and increase, and then single crochet 3. The other side of the 3 chains we just crocheted. Now chain 1 for round 2 of the wing, and we are just going to single crochet all the way around. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we are going to cut with a bit of a tail because we will be sewing this to the bee. And now go ahead and make a second one of these wings. Okay, so I've completed my 2 wings, and now I'm going to show you guys how I set my placement. So this is where my 2 stitch markers come into place. So what I'll do is I make where my kind of like seam of color changing is, I make that my bottom of my bee. And then what I do is from the center, I take my hook, I kind of eyeball, and sorry, let me do this off camera so it's better. So like this is the center, and then it's in between 2 stitches. So then I go 1 more out, and then I will have 4 stitches in between. So then in the out, and then I will put my stitch markers here. So there's 4 stitches, and then this is where I'm going to attach my wings, and then I'll just stick the middle stitch of the wing through here, making sure that my tail from round 1 is on the bottom. And then I always put them on the first stripe of yellow and the last stripe of black. So then I'm sewing them into the 1st and 6th stitches. So there will be 4 in between. So what I do is I'm going to, sew in this tail, and then I go across, just looping through, and then once I get to the end, I stick it through. I go under like this, and then I'll thread it down so it kind of tacks it a little more. And then I tie a knot and cut it. So I'll be back once these are sewn. Okay, so now your wings should be sewn on, and it's time for the outro. I hope you all enjoyed that tutorial a lot, and if you did, please post your own bee on Instagram or Facebook and tag me and use the hashtag Crochet by Kayla Patterns. And I can't wait to see all your bees, and I hope they turned out really good. So if you enjoyed this tutorial, be sure to leave a like, and also go to the link in my bio and check out all my other social medias. I have Pinterest, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, pretty much everything. So be sure to go check all those out, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed. Bye!